My name is Yandy Reyes. You may not know the significance of the button you just pressed when you clicked the play button, but remember it for the future. I'm gonna first introduce my fiance, who is a nurse, to make a COVID-related statement to what I propose.
Hey guys, my name is Diana Cardenas. I hope everyone is safe and staying at home. I'm a nurse in New York and I've been working tirelessly taking care of my patients since this all began, and I hope everyone is taking the precautions to protect themselves. I understand that these times are difficult and we're all doing our best to adjust to these rapid changings that are going on. What my fiance will introduce is consistent with the changes that we're seeking to make in this world. A question you may have is, isn't there anything else like this out there? We've done extensive research and there's not. So listen closely, because what you're about to hear, you're gonna like.
Thank you, Diana. I'm gonna offer a separate short introductory video where I go more in detail about who I am and show my credentials. For now, to save you some time, I'm gonna summarize. I was in the US Army for over 8 years, where I served the country as an officer of the United States Army. I won awards in that capacity. I'm also an attorney in New York, and I graduated from UCONN Law with honors. I've taken multiple classes in ethics, and in one of them, I received an award for the top grade in the class. You'll see the credentials when I show them. I must say, I am not providing legal advice or legal services to any specific person viewing this video. I am not seeking donations to establish a legal practice or for me to practice law. It is very nuanced, the business model that I am establishing and what I'm trying to do. So if you have any questions or concerns, reach out to me. I take legal ethics very seriously, and with the legal issues aside, let me tell you a story to illustrate the point. A few years ago, John Doe approaches the legal aid information table that we had set up in front of a community hospital in Hartford. In his face, I can see that he's stressed, anxious, and he tells me that he lost his disability benefits. He tells me that he doesn't know what to do without that income. I look online and I provide him legal information generally insofar as how the process looks in order to appeal such decision. I also offer him to connect him with an attorney and show him the website insofar as preparing him to do the paperwork that he needs to do. He says that he doesn't need an attorney currently and that he's willing to try to figure it out himself. Weeks later, John Doe comes back to me and he tells me how he's so happy that he was able to resolve the issue with the information provided. Something that he told me that day has stuck with me. It gives me goosebumps. He told me that the information provided empowered him to make proper, informed decisions within the time constraints necessary. He was happy that we were present to provide him assistance, especially in a community that was so severely unrepresented. I was blessed to work for the Greater Hartford Legal Aid, where I met attorneys that were compassionate, they were caring, and they were empathetic. They fought for low-income people, and they put the common good ahead of their desire to make big dollars in private practice. They helped low-income people in specific areas of law, and their services were always stretched thin, and the demand for those services was always high. While other students pursued other corporate jobs in private practice, I became a Justice in Our Community Fellow, where I provided free legal information to the public and linked people in need with attorneys. Firsthand, I saw the vast legal need in our communities. A legal need that is pervasive throughout America. It is known as the access to justice problem. I provide a hyperlink below that will provide some information. Access to justice in quotation marks in Google search will also provide a lot of information if you're interested. Now, as I grew up, I was a young kid who knew I always wanted to be an attorney, but I didn't have any attorneys within my reach. There was no family attorneys. There was no family friends who were attorneys. So I didn't know at all what attorneys did, what entailed their day-to-day activities. I had no source of information to find out what attorneys did. Worst off, there was two big things. The first one is I didn't know where to go if I needed an attorney. And second, I didn't know how to identify whether an attorney would be able to help me in a given situation. I was ignorant of the rights that I had, and I was ignorant as to the value that an attorney can have in my given situation. I was intimidated to even reach out to contact anyone. I am talking about a person who had a 3.93 GPA in college, who is in the army, who does martial arts, and still I could not figure it out. My solution and dream was to become an attorney so that I can identify and resolve issues before they became problems for my family, my clients, and myself, to prevent big problems and to fight for justice and equity. 3 years ago, I became an attorney. I fulfilled my dream. And I, like my legal aid colleagues, I went into public practice, into the private sector, where no one does it for the money. No one who works for government does it for the money. I did it for the experience and the exposure. My journey has shown me that countless Americans struggle with the same struggle that I had. They don't trust the system because they don't understand it. They are intimidated by the system. They believe themselves to lack financial resources to get help, and they rather leave it alone so that it resolves itself, sometimes to their own detriment. As an attorney, I saw firsthand how people let issues continue unresolved, and then it costs them much more resources in the future to resolve them, where an attorney has to unravel a complicated situation that could have been prevented in the first place. Simply, people do not fight for their rights, or they don't know how to prevent the problems before they explode. And we all know an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. With the help of the internet and technological advances, I can fix this problem for everyone. I cannot allow the access to justice problem to continue. So I'm creating a free and or low cost legal marketplace, a website and application where everyone can go and obtain legal information and advice directly from attorneys. No middlemen. A marketplace where attorneys can collaborate in order to pass savings on to the individual, where attorneys can provide services for free because the centralized features would make finding paying and non-paying clients easy. And more importantly, where an individual can freely and easily access attorneys so that they too feel empowered by that information, so that they too have the benefit of an attorney guiding them along the way. After obtaining the financial goals set, everything can be completed in about 90 days, and almost certainly before the end of 2020. 100% of the amount donated will be used for the business's need. And I almost forgot something important. By default, the person with the legal need will not be required to pay initially for the services, for the website or the application. There will be no credit card required for signing up and accessing an attorney. Of course, we all know that there is a cost to professional services. So if that person has a legal need offered by that attorney, then that person will pay that attorney for that service. This internet-based service has wide-reaching applications. For example, were the goals met of funding fast enough, I would be able to release the service to allow individuals who are currently in isolation because of COVID-19, isolated in their homes or isolated in the hospitals, to connect with attorneys, to form wills, to create estate planning documents, and or to submit emergency applications with the court regarding end-of-life decisions. The same individuals who may not know how to gain access to the traditional law firm, especially in the current social situation. So help me create a new, innovative legal landscape, one that all of us have access to, one that all of us are willing to engage. Thank you.